Hi.
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 No, this is cool, yeah.
Working.
Well, we need to be unique in some way, so it needs to
Yeah,
be like,
something shouldn't work.
something should not work, yeah.
Okay, let's not take any more time. Thanks for waiting. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So I hope you're not tired of me as well. I'm spending too much time on stage, I guess. So now we are going to present what we are actually doing. We'll go through the deck, tell a little bit of a story, and then we'll also show a demo of the platform itself. So we are from Unique Venture Clubs. My name is Alex. This is Urosh, our CTO. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
And yeah, we did this specifically for AthensDAO. Basically, that's the first time we are like showcasing or showing our platform in general to any audience whatsoever, as now we are in a private beta stage. And we are building a platform that enables individuals to quickly and securely create and join. I mean, you can read it as well. Anyway, the idea was that we want people to be able to create these sort of venture clubs, right? And what is a venture club? That's a big question that we have tried to answer for quite some time, and we realized that there is no simple answer to that. There is no one definition for that, as well as there is no one definition for a DAO or organization on whatever, actually. So our biggest wish was to create a platform that would allow a very flexible configuration that would fit particular needs of a particular organization at a particular stage of its life cycle, right? Because everything evolves, everything changes. What you need today might not be what you need tomorrow. And for ourselves, we've been defining that, like, trying to understand how people join forces, operate their funds together, operate their assets together, own things together. And that brought us to this, like, whole architecture and whole composition of different elements that we allow basically to put together without any code or effort, like everything through a simple, we hope at least simple interface, right? So that potentially covers a lot of different use cases for different types of DAOs, types of organizations, from, like, again, a small group of friends coming together and, I don't know, buying a more expensive NFT, for example, just to, like, share risks and potential reward as well, obviously, to an actual organization that wants to operate on a higher level and do actually much more than just that, acquire different types of assets, manage different types of sub-treasuries with different sets of rules and so on and so on, all within one bigger organization. So what I'm covering is the use cases and what we are going for as we develop the platform and progress further. So right now, and that's what we are going to show as well, we enable people to come together, open a club, put some money into it, and acquire NFTs in a peer-to-peer manner, right? So we are focusing on that, and that allows already creation of different types of organizations, or at least different focuses for those organizations, right? So those can be VCs and trading clubs, especially as soon as we integrate fungible tokens. That can be clubs focused on NFTs and one-on-one, so like mostly like arts, let's say. Gaming clubs and gaming guilds as well, that want to acquire, for example, land and, buy it together, own it together, and share the benefits of owning it, obviously. And there are obviously much more potential cases that we don't even know yet. But yeah, in future, we want to move beyond that and beyond only, like, what we see as majority of on-chain assets today, so beyond NFTs, but for example, into real estate, company stocks, and anything that really can be kind of tokenized or digitalized in some form or manner. So we've been really looking into that for quite some time before actually building it out, to try to understand what how do we need to build it in order for it to fulfill those goals and to give this flexibility. So what it turned out that to actually be efficient at that, we need to separate a lot of things into different modules from the get-go, right? And we decided, for example, to separate distinctively your governance power from your financial contribution to the club, right? Because those not necessarily will be tied together. That's why, for example, we have and we can have those 3 different governance models that can be based, for example, on your deposit directly. So similarly to how DAO tokens work, right? You come with some amount of some token that is defined for this particular club. Let's say it's SOL. You deposit 1 SOL, you have 1 vote. You deposit 0.5 SOL, you have 0.5 vote, and the total amount of votes available in this particular club is equal to the total amount deposited to the treasury. Pretty straightforward. Might not work for some clubs, obviously, or some organizations. That's why we also introduced a role-based model where the club founder can directly say, okay, I want to have this, and this role. And this role, for example, my own role founder has this amount of votes. And regular member has, I don't know, 1 vote, for example. And I also want to have managers, and managers will have 5 votes. And then by combining that voting power per role and the consensus required in each type of proposal, he can actually create this flexible model where the club can be very efficient and operational on like day-to-day level, but for bigger changes, there is actually a requirement for much bigger consensus. I don't know, up to 100% people participating in the club need all to agree on that. And only that they can move forward with some proposal. And finally, an NFT based governance, which is using the NFT voting plugin, obviously, where you can say, okay, my club is based on a particular collection, and those people can actually join in and can vote by showing that they have certain NFT. But again, even in this case, treasury can be separated, right, from the governance. And for example, you can deposit into the treasury, but you won't be able to enjoy any benefits of club being efficient with their finances if you did not deposit initially, because you don't have any ownership of the treasury within this club, although you have a governance power. So yeah, that's also something that we want to later on expand and potentially pretty soon, because as we've been doing those private tests, we realized that people, in many cases, want to have like a combination of those models. And what we will also introduce is an ability of those roles to influence and be like a multiplier of the voting power. So for example, you do have NFTs. In a regular setup, 1 NFT equals 1 vote. But you do know that some members of your community are just more active than the others, although they don't have, for example, the biggest amount of NFTs. Same with fungible tokens, right? You have whales that are not really active, might be even toxic, and you have people who are actually contributing on a day-to-day level. So you can assign them the role with a certain voting power that, in this case, acts as a multiplier and say, okay, for every member, 1 token equals 1 vote. But for manager role, 1 token equals actually 100 votes. Or 1 NFT equals 10 votes. Or you can actually lower the amount of votes that the actual average member has. So it's not 1-on-1 anymore, but for example, 0.5 vote per 1 token. So again, it gives you more flexibility, more ability to make your organization efficient. And in the end of the day, like I said, we don't know what the perfect configuration is, what the perfect DAO is. I guess nobody knows yet. So it's an experiment, but it's an experiment we want also to give to our users an opportunity to participate in actively, and for them to try and see what works for them in which situation. When it comes to the financial part in general, like I said, the treasury is disconnected or not directly necessarily attached to the governing power and the governance in general. So you can separately define fundraising configuration. So how much do you want to raise for a particular treasury? When do you want to do it? And maybe later on also, like, you know, what's the maximum contribution per member and so on and so on. So actually to make sure the fairness is there. In a similar manner, we will be introducing fees that, for example, a founder can have as a performance fee, or fees that other roles can have, actually. So that are again defined, and in this way to kind of be able to incentivize people that are working day to day on your club and managing and doing the trades and, like, you know, contributing to the whole club in the end of the day. And so you can say, okay, once we are actually, I don't know, taking some money out of the treasury, some percentage of that will go to different roles. So, for example, I don't know, curator who's been doing art for treasury number 3 will get 1% of all the money that's been in there. Also, you'll be able to define treasury currency. So, for example, one treasury can be denominated in Sol because, you know, most NFTs are traded against Sol. Some can be in USDC for fungible token, and some can be, for example, in Star Atlas tokens, right? Because this treasury is dealing with Star Atlas NFTs, and it's more like, you know, of gaming investing oriented treasury and sub community within your club. And yeah, later on, of course, withdrawals from the treasury and profit distribution in different models again. That are specific to your particular club, your particular use case, and, you know, your community in the end of the day, because they all operate differently. So from the tech perspective, and I mean, Urs can talk more about that later on, and you can always catch him and try to make him talk about it. But yeah, every club is basically an on-chain DAO or a realm, actually, because it's all built on top of the SPL governance. It's a plugin, effectively, right? So later on, we are looking to extend it as well, and to also add more plugins on top of that to extend the functionality as much as possible, but also to stay composable and to stay within the framework of SPL governance, obviously, as well. So it's going to be easier for us to move forward and for the whole ecosystem to reuse what we have built so far. So yeah, composability is obviously one of our greatest priorities. And now Urs can switch to demo, and we'll show you a little bit of how it works.
Okay, hey guys, hey from my side as well. Thanks, Alex, for giving like a brief introduction to what we do. So what I want to, or what we actually want to show here is just a part of our platform. So you can see, for example, the first place where you come when you come to our platform is actually where you can browse through different clubs that are already there, created. You can filter them, sort them based on different parameters. And as this is a test environment, I will show you just one simple club, how that club actually looks like, and what it contains of. So, for example, I just opened a unique test club, which was created by Alex. But since I have not yet connected my wallet, basically I cannot do anything. I cannot see some specifics regarding this club particularly. For example, you can see that I cannot see the treasury. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm actually gonna connect the wallet. So this is the user that already has this. And now as I'm a member of this club, which can be seen here in the members tab, you can see that I have an ability to see the treasury, to see the amount of currently, this is the one treasury that this club has. I can see the amount of treasury over here, and as well we can see all of the members that are part of this club. Other than that, I can see some different tabs over here where we actually separated some information regarding this club, like a basic summary, number of members, who are the members, which are the roles, for example, and one really important thing that is basically the essence of every DAO, and those are the proposals. So you can see that there are a couple of proposals here, one of which is to fire our CTO or me. It is still in the voting phase, so we're going to see what's going to happen in the end. But basically, this is just a presentation of what actually can be done. As you can see, we have different types of proposals. Right now, as I'm the member of this club, and I don't have a power to actually start a specific proposal. I cannot show that specific feature over here. So what we're gonna do next is basically I'm gonna create a club, and you can see how basically easy it is to go through different steps that were explained actually by Alex in the first part of the presentation. So what I want to do here is basically upload an image. I will take the one over here. So let's say this is some kind of an Egypt. I already did that. Egyptians DAO. I need to enter the email address for the club, which can actually be used for some inquiries regarding this. Once again, I'm just going to use some fake email at this time. Next step, basically, or what we have introduced for our clubs is a possibility for club to have an application. So, let's say to allow members or potential members to apply for the club. So, specific club can be opened, which means that anyone can apply to become a member of the club. And on the other hand, it can be closed, and it is in that manner only invitation based. So. The invitations can be sent by the founder or through a proposal. I will just put this as an open one so that we can see what's going on. I don't know, because I have only one hand free now, I'm just gonna write something here in the description. And other than that, next step would be to create or select a couple of tags, so I can put, like, I don't know, Egypt or whatever. And select one of the most popular tags, and that way I can add a specific, let's say, attributes to this club, so that later on someone can easily find this club through the tags or by filtering through those. Okay, I'm gonna skip the social networks part. So the next step would be to create kind of a governance configuration or set up the governance configuration of our club, and you can see that those are the three that we currently support. One is the token based, where based on the proportion of the tokens that you put into the club, you basically get the same amount of voting power. So it's kind of an option where you can tie together the voting power with the financial power. The one that I'm going to show you is basically the role-based one, where the voting rights are tied to the specific role that is defined for a member, and of course the NFT-based one, which Adrian once again showed today on his presentation, where basically it is powered by the NFT plugin that we have created in Prague Hacker House. So for the role-based club, next step would definitely be to define the specific voting power for each of the roles. The two roles, the owner or the founder, and the members are actually the mandatory roles, or those are the two roles that every club needs to have. We have another role that is, let's say, a fixed role from our side, which is called the curator, or how we like to call it, the manager of the club. So we can actually optionally add or disable this role. And as you can see, coming soon, custom roles, which is something that is really, really important in terms of roles in hierarchy. What was the theme of yesterday's panel. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm actually gonna enable the curator as well. I'm gonna enter the voting power, which is basically an absolute number at this point. So I will say that the owner has 120 voting power, then the member can have 20 voting power, and for example, curator can have 50 voting power. And go to the next step. Obviously, at this point, you can add some of the initial members. So you can basically add the new member and select the role that that member is going to have is in this particular club. I'm not going to do that right now, but just as a something to also mention. And now we come to the part where we define the financial configuration of the club, or the fundraising part, where we can actually define the number of tokens, or in this case Solana tokens, that we want to raise in the part of the fundraise of this specific club. As you can see, you can also skip this, so there is no need to create the fundraise. It is actually optional. I'm just, for the purposes of this demo, put the cap for this treasury to 1 sol. Then the voting configuration, which basically consists of 2 parts. One part is a general or default configuration for voting. So you define the approval quorum that is needed and the max voting time that is set for every governing action that you're doing. On the other hand, we have an option to add specific permissions for the founder of the club or manager of the and also the manager of the club, and we can say, okay, we can define specific ranges which have different configurations than the default one that is set up over here. I'm not currently doing that, but just as a showcase. So in the end, we have the preview of this, where you can say, see that this is the role-based club. We need to agree to the terms and conditions, obviously, and in the end, we are creating this club. Hopefully, everything is going to work now. Usually, with those demos, something happens. Let's try it once again. Okay, let me just, what? No, it is already on DevNet, but obviously something went wrong over here. Let me just put something like this. Maybe that's the problem, or it's something with the internet. But let's try it once again. Okay. Obviously, we need to work more on the notifications. So since this is actually, well, this is actually a good thing that happened, and I will tell you why. Because there is really important feature, or let's say a property of our platform which doesn't allow to have multiple clubs with the same name, as it is relying on the SPL governance realms framework. So currently on this demo we are using our own instance, but what does that actually mean? That already created DAOs or already created realms on Realms today, basically no one can hijack your already created DAOs, but what you actually can do is just create a club on top of that already existing realm and add those attributes and features that are part of the Unique platform. So I think that is a really neat feature to have. So as you can see over here, now I have as an admin or owner or founder of this club, I can see the summary, the members. Obviously, I'm the only member over here. I can see the proposals. Now I don't actually have the proposals, any of the proposals here. I can create a new proposal, which we will try just now. And one really important thing to actually note here are also the applications part and the invitations part. Those are some that we didn't have in the earlier example, as we were just a member of the club. So let's just see how invitations are working. Basically, I as a founder can add a member with a specific role. So this is just an ability to invite someone to your club. On the other hand, for the applications part, that is the situation where I, as a potential member of the club, want to apply for that specific club, and the founder can actually check the applications, not just founder, but all of the members, and based on the application that is created or written by that particular user, the club can make a decision if they want to invite that member to the club or basically not. So yeah, let's do one thing right now. I will switch to another browser. So here it is. Let's do it like this. I have not connected my wallet. I'm just gonna, for the purposes of the demo, use another wallet like Solflare. And one specific thing that I would like to show here is that this wallet is actually an owner of one NFT. Because the feature that I want to showcase now is how you as a club can actually buy an NFT with the money from the treasury, and how that actually NFT is coming into the what we call the vault, or the vault for the NFTs. One thing that I did not do earlier is basically I did not put any money in the treasury of the club, but I will do that in the next step. So once again, let's see where this club is. Here it is, Egyptians test. So now I'm just a regular user. I cannot see the treasury nor the fundraise. I'm not even the member of the club. So what I can do is apply or join this club. This is just our vision of application form, so that the user can apply to become the member of the club. And this is actually, gonna be this is actually the application that the founder of the club is going to see on his own interface, and also the members of the club are going to see on their own interface, and they can decide if they want to approve this application or basically not. So, okay, I'm not going to do anything here right now, but I'm going to go back to the founder's part. So I can deposit the money in this treasury. For the purposes of this demo, I'm gonna deposit 1 Sol and basically finish the fundraising part over here. So now my club should have 1 Sol in the treasury, and now we are ready to create a proposal for buying an NFT. When I say buying an NFT, this is at this moment not buying an NFT directly from the marketplace. This is actually using our own escrow program or peer-to-peer trading program. So I will just do it like this. So these are different proposal types. For the purposes, once again, of this demo, I'm gonna create a trading proposal. So let's say I want to buy this cool NFT. Once again, I have only one free arm, so I'm gonna put something over here. So I have an option to select NFT to buy or NFT to sell. Currently, I don't have any NFTs in my vault, so I cannot do the selling part, but I can actually make a proposal to create, to buy actually a specific NFT. What I need to do is to enter the link to the NFT which I want to buy, or not basically the link, but the mint. I'm gonna do that once again here. I have already prepared it. So sorry for this light theme of the Sol scan, but let's do it like this. And once again, once I enter the mint, basically the program is, or the UI is gonna show me which NFT I actually want to buy, and I'm gonna I'm gonna put the price for which I want to buy this NFT. I will put 0.3 Sol. You can, because this is in essence using the SPL governance mechanism for proposals, you can actually add a link which can be used as an extended description of this specific proposal, just as it is on the SPL governance itself. So once again, let's do the creation of the proposal. I'm going to approve the transaction, and hopefully this proposal is going to be ready for my club to be voted on. So here it is. I can see based on the information that I put or configuration that I put for voting, that it ends in 29 days. What I want to do is buy this NFT for 0.3 Sol, and I have an option to actually vote on the proposal. And also, me as a founder, I can do the cancellation of the proposal or kind of put a veto vote on this specific thing. For the purposes of the demo, and I'm saying this too much right now, I'm gonna approve the proposal or accept the proposal that is being made here. And as I have all of the voting power in the club, now the proposal has went through, it is succeeded, and anyone in the club can now actually execute the transaction that is part of the proposal. And what is the transaction? The transaction is actually transaction is actually a mean to actually buy this NFT for this specific price. I'm going to execute the proposal now. Which actually now did one particular thing, and that is reserve the money for buying the NFT. So it has reserved 0.3. Important feature is that you can cancel now this, so the offer is created, but you as a founder can cancel this now. Why? Because it's kind of a peer-to-peer. It can happen that the price of the NFT has changed, you don't want to buy it anymore, and etc. But you need to kind of unlock or unreserve the amount of Sol that you already reserved. So that's one thing, and the other thing is actually the URL, which is kind of a unique URL for this offer that the club is making. So this URL can actually be sent to anyone, and anyone can actually go to the link and see the offer that the club has made. So this one says that this club, Egyptians Test, wants to buy this NFT for 0.3 Sol. As I'm currently the member or the user who has the NFT, I want to sell this NFT, I accept this offer, and what I'm actually gonna do now is approve the selling of the NFT, and hopefully in the end I will have 0.3 Sol more in my account and one NFT less. So if everything went through, and I think, yes, I don't have my NFT over here, but where it is, some magic, it should now be in the vault of this particular club. Obviously, we're not doing update here, but I will just refresh it and let's see. There it is. So this club has successfully bought the NFT through the peer-to-peer version of our escrow program, right? So one thing that didn't update obviously is the treasury, but believe me that we have 0.3 less in the treasury that is here. So now another thing that we can do over here is create another proposal, just once again, to sell this NFT that we have over here. And we can actually select the NFT from the vault, which is now part of this club. And once again, let's do this. And we can sell it, for example, for 1 Sol. Obviously, we want to create some profit for the club, right? So once again, creating the proposal. The proposal should already be over here in the voting state. After the proposal has been accepted, I can once again confirm the offer to sell that specific NFT and basically execute the proposal. And after that, just with this copy, just with this URL, the unique URL that we have, I can actually give it to whoever, and that person can buy this NFT for 1 Sol. One really important thing I didn't show when I was creating the proposal, there is the option to actually define the specific buyer of that NFT, so it can be just not open to everyone, but just for example, I want to sell it to Stepan, for example. So yeah, you're gonna buy it, man. So yeah, let's do this once again on the side of a regular user who can come to the platform and actually buy this NFT. So I now want to buy this NFT for 1 Sol, and after this transaction goes through, I should have the NFT in my vault once again with 1 Sol less than I started with. So basically, this is what we wanted to show and kind of demonstrate just one part of our platform and what it can actually do. Since we are kind of in a weird setup now, I cannot show that we can actually create different members with different roles. I actually showed that in one of the clubs that was created over here. Yeah, but this is once again just part of our platform, which we wanted to show here. And yeah, thanks for your time and thanks for your attention. And I don't know if we have anything to add other than just show the team. Actually, this is not the team. We are just the founders that you can contact here and just approach us and ask anything, and we can discuss different things. So Alex mainly doing the product, then Martin as a biz dev, Stipe as operations part, me from the tech side, and I really don't want to forget to mention all of the team in Belgrade, Croatia, Bulgaria, and etc. that is actually doing a really good job right now while we are talking to you guys, and afterwards we're gonna go to the beach and they are not able to, but yeah, big thanks to the team, and they are definitely watching, so thank you guys. That's it. We're ready for the questions. If anyone wants to ask something, we're here.